do know what my role is. What is your role as a funeral director in the entire process? So let's just look at this globally.
Well, I think the first thing is when a family calls to reassure them, as the funeral directors, to reassure them that everything's going to be okay. We'll get through this. It's a hard time, but we will get through it together. Okay? Is to reassure the families that we're going to get everything done to make sure that the family members are able to grieve, that person is taken care of with dignity and respect and love. And I have a quote that I have on my sign. It talks about, my father taught me that anyone who walks through my door, treat them with love, kindness, and respect. Their family. And that's important, and that's something that my father has instilled in me, that caring and loving about taking care of families' needs at the time. They vary. The needs vary. They want this or they don't want that. They want a full-fledged funeral where they want everything done, or they want the bare bones minimum of care. It's varies family to family. That's my role, is to help them decide what they want, figure out how to do it and get it done, and to be there for them and to walk them through the steps and process. There's many steps, processes of getting through this, but that's my role as a funeral director, is to decide what we're doing, to execute, to take it all the way to fruition, and to help them at the cemetery or wherever the final disposition is at.
One of the overwhelms in the moment on the death of a loved one is all of the things that need to be done, all of the details, all of the minutiae. How do you as a funeral director help guide people through all of the things that need to be done all at once?
Well, that's where you get all the stress and all the part of the trauma, but the stress of going through and trying to figure out, I gotta get this, I gotta do that, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta do this. The reason why I'm here is to guide you through all that, and for me to do all that for you. So I've had people come in and says, I just want to sit down with you. You make the decision, we make the decisions together. I give you ideas, I give you suggestions, and you decide, okay? And I will execute. I will then call the cemetery, I'll call the flowers, I will get the cards, I will get the casket, I will get the vault, I will, sometimes depending on the cemetery, you might have to go to the cemetery. I've had it with families say, I just want to deal with you, and that's it. And I've called the cemetery, I've gotten the graves for them, I've gotten paid for everything, got it all done, and they just take care of my bill, and that's it. And that's what families like. They're able to come to me and say, this is what we want to do, and I get it done for them. And it's one less trauma that they have to go here, go there, go to the florist, go to the casket company, do all this stuff. They don't have to do it.
You wear a lot of hats and fill a lot of roles as a funeral director. One of the things I think a lot of people aren't aware of is how you help to negotiate, I was going to use the word mediate, but perhaps negotiate the process between family members when there are different viewpoints on anything in the service that pertains to what you do here.
Just in general.
Yeah, just in general, yeah.
See, unfortunately, there are people that when they die, other aspects of their families have conflicts with each other, and outside people too have conflicts. So I wind up being a negotiator or a mediator in that sense of going, well, what about this, and we sit and talk things. And sometimes it's usually, well, I don't like that color of the casket, or I don't like that poem we want on the back, and there's a little bickering back and forth. That's easy. It's one where, I still remember it, is when I first bought the funeral home. The family was a blended family, and the second husband was in charge of the funeral, and the son wanted to cremate, and the new husband wanted to bury. And I thought that it was going to come to blows. So this is a good thing about having a pre-plan done, is that you can sit down and say, I want this, this, and this, and it's all taken care of, and you know your kids. So this is what mom wanted, but you can modify it too as well, but it gives the kids a good idea. Mom wanted to be buried, mom wanted to be cremated. That takes a lot of the blow out of it, but there are some aspects of people's anger. Then we talked about anger earlier of grieving. Like I said, some people grieve with anger. They lash out. They either clam up and let other people run the show when they're not happy. So it's the biggest thing is I have to help families navigate what they want, and then you got other outside influences coming in too that could cause a lot of emotional issues and more grieving. Unfortunately, death brings out not always the best in people.
Right.